But in the Surah An-Nisa 4, ayah 129, وَلَن تَسْتَطِيعُوا أَن تَعْدِلُوا بَيْنَ النِّسَاءِ وَلَوْ حَرَصْتُمْ فَلَا تَمِيلُوا كُلَّ الْمَيْلِ فَتَذَرُوهَا كَالْمُعَلَّقَةِ وَإِن تُصْلِحُوا وَتَتَّقُوا فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ غَفُورًا رَحِيمًا. And you do not have the ability to be equitable between women. Even if you are eager or desirable, so you do not bending totally, then you leave her as suspended. And if you amend, correct and take guard, then surely Allah is forgiving, merciful. Now this ayah is referring to a person who is fearful to be equitable between women, to be equal rights between women. So Allah says, if you do not have the capability or the capacity or the ability to be equitable, he is not marrying more than one because he thinks he has to give equal love and affection, equal status, equal this and equal that. So Allah is telling you, informing us that you do not have the capability and the ability to be equitable between women. Even if you are eager or desirable, you try to the utmost, you can never be equitable with the woman, because you don't have the capability or ability. So because of this fear that I have to be equitable between women, I marry one. It has nothing to do about the woman, how women will react, and no, you have to judge that. Do you think you have to be equitable? So Allah is informing us, no man has the capability to be equitable, give equal rights, equal feelings, equal this and equal this between women. And because of that fear, he says, cannot marry, I only have one. If the fear he cannot remove, he can have one wife. Because Allah says you are fearful, if the fear is not removed, you can have one wife. But if some people remove the fear by this ayat, that you do not have the capability or ability to be equitable between women, if you are eager, desirable, then you do not incline. He explains you the remedy, so you do not incline bending totally to any one of them. That means if you have got one wife, if you are totally inclined, bending totally, Allah said, do not incline. What you do, فَتَذَرُوهَا كَالْمُعَلَّقَةِ, so leave her as suspended. When you leave her as suspended, does not mean you are ignoring her or avoiding her. Suspended, and then you can marry more than one. Now this behavior, every man cannot do it. Every believer cannot do it. So if he remains in that fear, he will have one wife in the world. But a man who believes this and he has overcome this fear, he can marry more than one. So both are right. So now this is also Surah An-Nisa 4 and 4. وَآتُوا النِّسَاءَ صَدُقَاتِهِنَّ النِّحْلَةَ فَإِن طِبْنَ لَكُمْ عَنْ شَيْءٍ مِّنْهُ نَفْسًا فَكُلُوهُ هَنِيًّا مَرِيًّا. And give the women their charities as a gift, present. So for you, if they are good about anything, from it to the soul, self-psyche, so eat wholesome, pleasurably tasty. First of all, this is generally related to, in our understanding, we say meher, gift, settle upon a wife. Meher in the world, this woman, I give her this meher, whatever, this is a condition. But Quran says in a different manner, you should listen to me. وَآتُوا النِّسَاءَ صَدُقَاتِهِنَّ نِحْلًا. Give the woman their charities. It is their charities. What is a charity? Once you give something, it is not yours. It's given away, forgotten. As a gift, not as a sadqa only, as a gift, nihla, present. Whenever you give something to your wife, in a money form, in a gold form, in anything, it should be presented like a gift, not charity. But what has Allah used word sadaqah, root letter is used because you don't think that you can take it back. Yeah, like for example, if you give charity to somebody, do you think, oh, this fakir, come here, I gave you charity, give it to you back. So Allah says, give the charities to the woman as a present, not as a charity. But he used the word, don't expect it back. Once you've given it, it is hers. Okay? So that is what we say meher. So for you, if they are good, if these women are good, I doubt, about anything, from that gift to the soul psyche, so eat it, wholesome, pleasurable, tasty. If they want to, you said, okay, this is the amount of meher. And everybody, you forgive that man, okay, I forgive you. You know, the men are trying, you know, they are spending hundreds, thousands of billions of rupees or dollars, whatever, on the wife, but they want that this meher should be, you know, forgiven, or half is, or returned. So the clever intelligent, okay, take it. So Allah says, okay, eat it pleasurably, tastily, because they know I'm getting a lot of more what they are giving, 1 lakh, 2 lakh, or whatever amount of money, this gift. Now these 2-3 ayahs very important, and I then finish lecture. This is a very important ayah. This is basically in relation to husband-wife relationship. There are special timings mentioned in the Quran for having sexual relationship. Okay? But why I am reading it? Because I will tell you why. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu liyasta'dhinkum alladhina malakat aymanukum walladhina lam yablugul huluma minkum thalatha marrat min qabli salat al-fajr wa hina tad'una thiyabakum min al-dhahira wa min ba'di salat al-isha thalathu awratin lakum laysa alaykum wala alayhim junahum ba'dahunna طوافون عليكم بعضكم على بعض كذلك يبين الله لكم الآيات والله عليم حكيم. O you who believe, those whom your right possesses, and those from you who have not reached puberty, that is sexual maturity, ask permission from you 3 times before Fajr dawn prayer, and in the afternoon when you place or take off your clothes, garments, and after the Isha prayer, night prayer, 3 times of pudendum, genital sexual relation for you. Apart from these timings, there is no offense on you or on them that you move about to one another without taking permission. Likewise, Allah clarifies ayah's signs for you, and Allah is knowing wise. Now, in short, in my own simple words, these are the 3 times of having sexual relation. After the Isha prayers, in the afternoon, from Zohar and Ashr, between, that is the afternoon. You can take off your clothes, that is, so the children and who have your right hand possessed should ask permission when they in that premises where you are, in the afternoon. This is afternoon. Then after the Isha prayers and before the Fajr prayer, these 3 timings are for this relationship. Okay? Thalathu awratil lakum. Now what happened? Apart from these timings, the children and those who have got your right hand position, if you move out, they don't have to take permission. But especially in these timings, they should knock before they come in your premises, because you may be having this kind of situation. The next ayat that is very important to understand, Surah 24 and ayat 60. Now Allah says, وَالْقَوَائِدُ مِنَ النِّسَاءِ اللَّاتِي لَا يَرْجُونَ نِكَاحًا فَلَيْسَ عَلَيْهِنَّ جُنَاحٌ أَنْ يَضَعْنَ ثِيَابَهُنَّ غَيْرَ مُتَبَرِّجَاتٍ بِزِينَةٍ وَإِنْ يَسْتَعْفِفْنَ خَيْرٌ لَهُنَّ وَاللَّهُ السَّمِيعُ عَلِيمٌ. And the foundations from women are such that men, husbands, do not hold marriage, sexual intercourse, so there is no offense on them that they take off their garments at the 3 times of pudendum, genital sexual relation, other than though they are decorative women with adornment, and they remain chaste, refraining, that is better for them, and Allah is listening, knowledgeable. Now, generally, people have not translated in a different manner. Yarjuna is an Arabic word which refers to men. And whole translation I have come across, they have translated for women. You see, in the Quran, Allah says, Yarghabuna, the previous year, those who desire to marry the woman, they don't marry. Now here is they hope for nikah. But if they, and falaysa alayhunna, they should take off their clothes. Some people say they took over the gown in the houses. Take off your clothes, siyabahunna is written here, and in the previous ayat that I read to is against the siyabahunna, the same clothes. So that means they are going to remove the clothes in these three timings. Not otherwise. Because the context of that ayat is Surah An-Noor 24:58. They are the three timings to remove the clothes, but for these people, these women whose foundation are such that the men who here would be husbands do not hope for nikah. And this here nikah would be sexual intercourse. Because I told you nikah contains the meaning of sexual intercourse. In the beginning, they do not hope for having sexual intercourse with these women. So for these women, Allah says the exception is used that other than they are decorative women with adornment. That means they can do, which is otherwise forbidden. Makeup and everything, they know how to put them things right there. Woman knows it. I don't have to tell you in detail how the woman, make herself decorate. Except for those men, Allah is permitting for these women to decorate themselves with adornment when men do not hope for nikah, sexual intercourse. Here the word is not, nikah is used with the meaning of that word, not the marriage. They don't have the, I translate the la yajun nikah, they do not hope for marriage, so women take off their clothes. What? What does it mean? And the foundations from the women, why the men do not hope for nikah is the foundation of women are such. What are the foundations of women? I will explain in the Quran, from the Quran, the foundation from the women. I think next page. Same page. I will tell you in the Quran, I am just giving you points. Al-e-Imran 3:14, it gives us point. Women are the love of sensual desire for women. You have men and women have the sensual desire for women. Now the foundation of women are such that you do not have the sensual desire for women because of her foundation are such. Then second, Allah says, marry the woman who seems good to you. Now she is not more good to you. So in those times what she will do? This is the foundation. And Allah says, because of the foundation are such that the men do not hope for desire for nikah. And nikah means here sexual intercourse. So Allah says, this who seems good to this is the foundation. Now she is no more good to you. So what she should do? Decorate themselves and with adornment. Then it says, your women are cultivated land for you. So come to your cultivated land how you will, and advance good deeds for your soul. Now how you will? Because they are your cultivated land, the foundation of women are such that you don't require cultivation. And now you want to have relationship. Three timings of that are there. Now here it says, how you will. Now you say, I don't hope for nikah, sexual intercourse. You decorate. Because Allah says on that they can decorate themselves with zinat. For those men who do not hope for sexual relationship, that nikah. Only for those, not otherwise. Remember, this is a very important understanding you should understand. Then what are the foundation? Then in al-Baqarah 2:20, then come to them from where Allah has ordered you. So now the question is, this is the men's relationship to the wife, and this only can be understood if we translate the nikah, their sexual intercourse. Otherwise, no one has translated properly that nikah, they said they want to marry this girl, she should take off her clothes. Doesn't make sense at all. It is that period of time that is required, which is mentioned in the context, as I've told you, Surah an-Nisa 24, 58, which describes 3 timings. And the next ayat, one after 59, 60 comes, the foundation of the woman is described as such that the men do not hope for nikah. What's going on? So they take off there is no فَلَيْسَ عَلَيْهُنَّ جُنَاحٌ أَن يَضَعْنَ ثِيَابَهُنَّ. So that means we have to look at the context and the text. These are the 3 timings, and in these 3 timings, if the man do not hope for relationship, section 9, here nikah would be legal sexual intercourse, because she is your wife. So now, because are such, because you don't have desire, because Allah says they are not seem good to you now, or any reason, so then you can, the woman should, there is no offense on these women if they can decorate with adornment. So Allah says, وَيَسْتَعْفِفْنَا, they should remain chaste, refraining, that is better for them. After being decorated, they should remain chaste. They should not behave like what decorative women behave like. So now I just want to give you an example of Musa salam in the Quran. There is only one example about the marriage ceremony or marriage related to Musa, and a very good lesson. Because in the world, there is a big problem going around in the world about marriage. Surah al-qasas 20, I will read it and we'll discuss. Al-qasas 28 and ayat 22. وَلَمَّا تَوَجَّهَ تِلْقَاءَ مَدْيَنَ قَالَ عَسَى رَبِّي أَن يَهْدِيَنِي سَوَاءَ السَّبِيلِ. And when his Moses' attention was in front of Madian, he said, maybe my Lord will guide me towards an even way. This narration about Musa Islam. وَلَمَّا وَرَدَ مَاءَ مَدْيَنَ وَجَدَ عَلَيْهِ أُمَّةً مِنَ النَّاسِ يَسْقُونَ وَوَجَدَ مِن دُونِهِمْ رَأَتَيْنِ تَذُودَانِ قَالَ مَا خَطْبُكُمَا قَالَتَا لَا نَسْقِي حَتَّى يُصْدِرَ الرِّيَاحُ وَأَبُونَا شَيْخٌ كَبِيرٌ. And when he arrived to watering drinking place of Madian, he found at it a nation from the people who were watering drinking. And apart from them, he found 2 women keeping off. He said, what is your matter concerned? They said, we do not water or drink until the shepherds drive off or proceed. Our father is big old man. فَسَقَى لَهُمَا ثُمَّ تَوَلَّى إِلَى الظِّلِّ فَقَالَ رَبِّ إِنِّي لِمَا أَنزَلْتَ إِلَيَّ مِنْ خَيْرٍ فَقِيرٌ. So he watered and gave drink for both of them. Then he turned away towards the shade. Then he said, my Lord, surely for what I am poor, needy, you have revealed towards me from betterment. I am just reading this because the point that we are going to discuss, I will discuss then. فَجَاءَتُ إِحْدَاهُمَا تَمْشِي عَلَى اسْتِحْيَاءٍ قالت إني أبي يدعوك ليجزيك أجر ما سقيت لنا فلما جاءه وقص عليه القصص قال لا تخف نجوت من القوم الظالمين. So now one of the girl came back to Musa Islam when he was in the shade. She was over shy. She said, surely my father invites you that he rewards you a wage of what you watered, gave us drink for us. So when he came to him, he related the narration over him. The narration, he said, you do not fear, you have been saved from the people who are oppressors. So the one of the daughters says, قالت إحداهما يا بتس تأجره إن خير من استأجرت قوي الأمين al-qawi al-amin. One of them said, O my father, hire him. Surely you hire who is better, strong and trustworthy. So now the father says, قال إني أريد أن أنكحك إحدى ابنتي هاتين على أن تأجرني 8 حجج فإن أتممت 10 فمن عندك وما أريد أن أشق عليك ستجدني إن شاء الله من الصالحين. He said, the father said, he said, surely I intend to marry from one of these daughters, 2 daughters with you. On that you will be hired to me for 8 pilgrimages. Then if you complete 10, then it is on you. And I do not intend to make hardship on you If Allah will, you will soon find me from those who correct themselves. قال ذلك بيني وبينك أيما الأجلين قضيت فلا عدوان علي والله على ما نقول وكيل. He, Moses, said that it is between me and you whichever of the two terms I completed, so there will be no enmity on me, and Allah is an advocate over that we say. Now this narration is only one narration mentioned in the Quran about marriage of the Prophet Musa Salam. Now this is a situation where Musa Salam is poor and needy, and the daughter's father is a rich man, believer. We all talk about believers here. Now this woman, he says, I intend to give you in marriage one of my daughters whom you choose, which is not written, means in other words the man has the chooser. So on a condition that you have to work for me for 8 pilgrimages. That means the word is hijaj. Now there are 2 types of years. One is the solar years and one is the lunar years. So that condition is referred to 8 pilgrimages means lunar years. Lunar years, 8 pilgrimages. So you do 8 completely or you do 10. Why is hiring him? So that he becomes financially strong to take care of his daughter. You follow this point? Jisko in our language Urdu would be Ghar. Allah has shown the Prophet Musa. You know, he is the most very powerful messenger, and he was very poor and needy. So in this world, we people who have got rich people, who are financially strong, and if they find a trustworthy and a strong believing man, can be a good husband for you, for your daughter or for your sister. But we don't, we are looking for the more standard of a man. Our standard is that we are rich this much, we want our daughter to go that much. We are not going downwards. So this is an education for the believing man and for the believing woman and a believing father. You follow what I am saying? This is that but you must in this condition also you must understand that he did not give the money to the daughter. He hired the man, and so that he do job. And for that work he gave, for 8 years you work for me, that means he will be quite healthy and financially strong, so that he can give the wages to the daughters, he can give the charities and nihla to the daughter, you know, everything he can give. So the husband, the son-in-law is given strong, you know, not like that, but for the work. So this is educating us. There are rich people and the daughters are sitting in their homes. So that means this marriage can take place. That is referring to Gardamad. So this means we can work. So this was the end of my lecture, this verse, educating us in this ayah that we, if we are wealthy enough, and if there is a good person, meaning morally conscious, good character, healthy person, working person, you can appoint him, give him job, or appoint him in your business. And if your daughter, if you think is good for marriage, you take that. This thing should be practiced. Basically, it is not being practiced in the. People are looking more standards than their own all the time. If there are any questions, inshallah, you can ask questions. Okay, thank you.